Welcome to Guitar Boss Radio with Josh and Rich. Today we're going to talk about terms and conditions, keeping yourself safe, keeping yourself protected from, consumers, those lovely students and parents that you teach, and adults. It's good to have terms and conditions there's a clear guideline of what's expected from the student, and also if something happens, you've got something to fall back on. Josh, did you want to start us off?
Yeah. So this kind of came up in one of the groups it kind of came up in one of the groups that we're in, where a guy was asking like, hey, I know it'd be a great idea to charge for this new curriculum book and guitar strap and grading fee and all that, but I feel weird about just kind of tacking it onto their curriculum. And everyone was just like, well, as long as it's in your terms and conditions, you just do it and remind them that it's in there. They were exactly right about
Sorry, the
super
internet went
important.
the internet went sketchy there for a second. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
it's very. Let me
Back
pause
with you
that.
now.
Yeah, I think so. I think your videos. Right, we're back after some robotic. Josh, it's a very good impersonation of a robot there. Yeah, so jump in.
I'm turning into AI, man. Yeah, so I'll jump in there. So I can't remember what I said, but basically, yeah, a guy in our group asked about a question and said, hey, I'm a little nervous about charging this money, but everyone was just like, hey, as long as it's in your terms and conditions, go for it. And so it got me thinking. I was like, man, having stuff in the terms and conditions is so important because it bails you out in the long run.
Yeah.
As long as you talk about stuff up front, and you can get as detailed as you want to. But
Yeah.
one of the things that I wrote down was, if because I charge monthly, and I can think you do too, like charge up front during the month for a month of lessons, right? I don't charge per lesson anymore. I used to do that, but then I just started missing payments, and I would get splotchy payments or no payments, or late payments. So I just do a month in advance. And if because they pay in a month in advance, if they do miss a day of that month and they let me know at least 24 hours ahead of time, then I'll just give them a lesson credit. But the terms and conditions state that you have to use that credit within 30 days. And because I do group lessons, there are multiple opportunities to use that credit every week. They can just hop in any group and use it. So that takes the pressure off you for having to schedule a whole nother hour for just one student, because you give them multiple options throughout the week. But it also gives you a lot of grace, if something does come up, well, maybe they went to the hospital for a couple of weeks, or maybe they had a death in the family, maybe for whatever reason you need to extend that past 30 days. Well, then that's on you to show some grace if you want to, you know.
Yeah.
We're back. It's been crazy conditions.
Yeah, so basically you have terms and conditions in, you give people credits, and things happen in their day-to-day lives. Someone might be sick or whatever, so you give them lots of opportunity to catch up, but only within 30 days. It's not like a lifetime guarantee.
That's it. So yeah, it's important. All that to say, it's important to have things ahead of time and know, and people know what they're getting into. That way there's no surprises. I can't tell you. I've had this one guy that recently, or not say recently, last semester. What is this charge for the? What's this extra $25 charge? He thought I was trying to take advantage of him by slipping in a charge here and there. But then I just screenshot the terms and conditions that he signed and said, hey, see this check mark when you said you read this and you said that you saw that it's going to be $25 every time you get a new book and curriculum and grading fee and all that. Well, that's what this is. I didn't say it that direct, but I was just trying to say, hey, man, this is one of the things that's already there. I just didn't want you to think that I'm doing anything that we didn't already agree to. And so he's done that twice, and he's no longer a student, which is probably a good thing because he kept butting heads with this kind of stuff. But that's why it's important. So anyway, yeah, back to you, man. Anything else you want to add to that?
Yeah, I mean, lots of things happens. What I used to do of miss lessons is if you miss a lesson, then you miss a lesson, and and that's it. Because I wasn't charging that much. It was only like 15, probably £18 a lesson for half an hour session, and I just didn't. I ended up giving people catch up lessons. I might give them once, let them do it once, maybe twice. But if it happens any more than that, I just say, look, we can't offer extra sessions unless I just happen to be around and there was a spare slot. Then I don't mind, because if I have to wait an hour between lessons, it's nice to have a not too long a break between teaching hours. So that was my rambling way of saying that. Yeah, basically, I used to say, you know, if you miss it, you miss it. That's it. There's no catch ups. And then nowadays, I'm very like easygoing. I try to just put people in other groups, like you said, like you do. Sometimes I'll never give them a whole extra hour catch up class. Will only ever be half an hour. Especially if they're by themselves. If they're with a group, then it's fine. It's no sweat off my back. I'm already teaching a few people. One extra person is not going to be a big deal, especially if they're just a normal kid, and not, troublemaking. I don't charge any extra fees for anything. I just have the flat fee. Just find it easier. What else? There's other things that I just can't think of right off the top of my head.
We were talking about this. If there's enough interest for people listening to this that want a list of terms and conditions that we've just generated over the years of doing it, just shoot us a message at hey@guitarboss.co and let us know you're interested in that. We're happy to send it to you just to kind of get you started if you don't have them. And so that would be something, I think we both be willing to help anyone out with. And or if you're interested, maybe if we get enough people interested, we may just post it in our little Facebook group. So if you're not in there, hop in there and we could just throw it in there for everyone, if it's beneficial. You already may have your own terms and conditions, and that's great, but I'm telling you, once you see what other people are doing, you're like, oh man, that's a great idea, I should have thought of that.
Yeah,
And it ends up, it's all for your benefit, and it'll definitely help you out.
yeah, 100%. Um, yeah, and it just protects you as well. There's data protection stuff in there, about the use of photos, videos. We even have a term where it's like if the child is under 13, 12 and under, then a parent has to be there if they're by themselves. If they're in a group, then that's fine. But that just protects you, protects the child. Just standard safety things, which you just need.
Dude, that's a great one. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, some parents have just dropped
Yeah.
kids
I'll let go of that.
off. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Just, they drop them off and then disappear. But that's a good one. Like, I think in mine, it's like under 18. That way I just cover my butt. That way, if they're not a quote unquote legal adult, then I say that wherever we're practicing, there's never going to be a closed door. It's either going to be cracked or there's going to be at least a window present where you can see what's going on. And I say a parent has to be within sight or sound of the lesson. And if you're not, then that's on you, And so
Yeah.
I still have parents that obviously will drop their kids off. I know them, they trust me and all that, but I at least have it in my terms and conditions that say, look, this is your responsibility to stick around. So if something did happen, then that's not on me, man. That's on you. So
Yeah.
anyway, yeah, but it's important to have that kind of stuff in there for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I've had some crazy people come in, like they weren't out their minds, but they just did like weird things. Yeah, I don't know if I could share one of them, but anyways, this lady was big into her yoga and stuff, and she had like a see-through leotard.
Yeah.
Okay. And she just sat there in a see-through leotard having the class, and I was like, "What's going on here?"
Yeah.
So yeah, dress appropriately. But that's only happened once. Every other student I've ever had has been pretty normal.
Yeah. Yeah, man. And a lot of these terms and conditions are from past experiences that people have. They're like, holy crap, I got to fix that. And so
Exactly.
it's a way to navigate through the landmines without stepping on every landmine. It's just see what other people have done and just kind of go from what they've done in their experience.
Yeah, exactly. And it gives you a support. Because as a guitar teacher, there's a lot of nice guys out there, guys and gals, who are just nice guitar people, and they love guitar and they love sharing it. But people take the mick, as they say in the UK. You take the mickey, mate.
Oh,
So if you've got something to fall back on that they've actually read and they've signed, well, at least they've signed. It's really, really important. Otherwise, and people sometimes they'll invoice for things instead of getting paid up front. That's another big one. Pay the fee and then you come to the class. That makes a big difference. Or
yeah.
pay in the demo class if you do demo class. Anyway, cool.
Yeah, man.
Hopefully this was helpful, guys. Let us know in the comments, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care.
Yeah, last thing I'll mention before you
Oh,
sign
yeah, go
off, if
for
that's cool.
it.
I just thought of this. What I'll do is I will make a Google sheet with our top 10 most common terms and conditions. And if we can possibly post that in this video link description or something like that, then you just make a copy of it. But if you want the full list of everything, then and enough people are interested, then hop in the group and we can make a complete list. Whatever. So hopefully this will help you get started.
Yeah, and if you want like an official digital funnel, like we've got a funnel where it's got all the terms and conditions in there. You just have to edit a few things. That way, as soon as they pay, it takes them straight to the terms and conditions. They can sign it online, so you've got a copy. And then, yeah, they can just read it and it's all officially signed. If you want that, we can give you a share link for that. Cool. Message us if you like that. Okay. We'll catch you in the next one. Take care.
Adios.
Bye.